So you want to learn how to colorize your Children of Acid 15-year anniversary shirt. Well, this video is for you. First off, I recommend you pick a light, bright, or neon colored paint. Acrylic is preferred. And stay away from darks. Darks will completely hide the logo and will defeat the purpose of this video. You're going to need a few things along the way. You're either going to need a paintbrush. If you're an expert, you can use an airbrush. But for most of us, good old Q-tips will work. And again, you're going to need some kind of neon, light, bright colored paint. Just a couple other things you're going to need. You're going to need at least a piece of cardboard. Any kind of cardboard will do. Shot glass. Children of Acid one will work great. Pint glass. Children of Acid one will work great. Or a stitching loop. 6-inch. Works wonderful. You're going to need an iron, and you're going to want to set it to the setting right below steam. You're going to need some wax paper, about a foot or two. If you don't have those, you're going to need a hair dryer, and you're going to want to use it on the highest setting, but it's not recommended. Alright, we're going to be painting the inside logo around the circle. Optionally, you can paint the Children of Acid part, but we're not going to be doing that in this video. You're going to want to turn the shirt inside out. So we're working from behind. And there you go. There's the circle we're going to be painting, and optionally, the logo. Next, if you're using cardboard, you're going to want to put the cardboard between the layers. This prevents the ink from bleeding through to the other side. You're going to flatten it out and eventually paint. If you're using if you're using a glass, you're going to want to put the glass inside the shirt. And then spread the logo across it. This looks great for doing the 15 right there, but it doesn't work so great for doing the big logo. No one's perfect. And the little shot glass. This is great for doing the 15 logo, but not so great for doing the big one. But hey, again, no one's perfect. My preferred method is to use this stitching loop that I guess stitchers use for crocheting and whatnot. Anyway, you put the back of it inside the shirt, flatten it out straight and smooth, press it flat, like so. Blam. This puts just the right pressure on the logo, perfect for painting. Alright, made it this far. Next, you're going to want to shake the hell out of your paint. Thank God for image stabilization. As you can see, I'm using a pearlized paint. I don't recommend pearlized paints at all, even though I really do like the lime green. Pearlized paints have a pigment in it which actually turns the black a grayish off dull color. I only tried it in this video because I was curious to see how it would work. And again, yeah, it turns the black into a gray on the front no matter what you do. The major important part of doing this is keeping your paint inside the lines at all times or just to the line. I had a lot of trouble doing this because in order for the camera to see me painting, I couldn't see me painting. In order for me to be painting, you couldn't see what I'm painting. So, catch-22. Anyway, you're going to want to keep using your paint over and over again. Heavily saturate the area. But again, you're going to need to stay inside the circle lines because eventually it will bleed out. And optionally, you can try to stay away from the 15, but it's really hard to not cover the ears. Anyway, you will go across this. You will do the entire circle all the way around, all the way to the bottom. When you get done painting this, you're going to want to let it dry for about an hour. You're not going to want to touch it. You can use the hair dryer on low setting to speed up the process, but again, just set it aside, let it dry for about an hour. If you try to iron it right away while it's wet, what's going to happen is the paint's going to actually blister and in some cases burn instead of setting and curing and drying. But yeah, you cannot iron this while it's wet. it will totally defeat the purpose. And sometimes we'll actually change the color. It's not good. You can already see where I've gone outside the lines. I shouldn't have. Now, once you get your logo all painted and looking really, really cool, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stretch it just a little bit. This will stretch the pores, some spots where the ink didn't get in. You will probably find some spots you missed or some spots that have shown up now that you stretched it slightly. You're just going to want to paint those in, fill those in, and you should be good to go. And again, you're going to want to let this dry for about an hour. And make sure that when you set it down that you don't set it down on itself and it bleeds through and paints or stains the other side. Just be careful of it. Now that it's all dry, it should be completely dry to the touch. You're going to take it out of whatever you have it in. Wax paper. You need to at least rip it in half. Put half of it behind the logo. This protects, well, it from getting all over the place on your ironing board and from going all over the place on your design, on your shirt. I'm going to flatten this on the end of the ironing board and then simply take the other piece of wax paper and put on top. This is going to do a number of things. This is going to keep any of the ink from bleeding onto the shirt. It's also going to protect the shirt from getting any of the dirt and junk and shit from the bottom of your iron on your shirt. The last thing you want is a freaking design with a rusty iron print on the bottom of it. And again, you're going to want to have this set to the setting right before steam. You don't want it to be steaming, but you don't want it extremely hot. If you have it too hot, you're not going to, well, you could burn your shirt, but in most instances I found that it turns your shirt a light tan, almost burning color. It doesn't burn it, but it gets it there. But you're going to want to do this for about 2-3 minutes. And what I do is I shift it around. I change the wax paper. I move it around. But be careful of where the design was previously. You don't want to like smear it on your shirt. When you get done doing this, you're going to find that the space that you painted is going to feel just like the design on the front. The paint is going to have a hard, crusty type texture, like a very, well, cured feeling. You'll see. It should all feel like it just came from the factory the same way. There you go. I find keeping it in motion a lot of times is the best to prevent against burning, especially if you're not handy with an iron. And again, you're going to see here on the front what happens when you use pearlized paints. It actually fades the 15 in the year with the pigments that it uses to make it. It's actually kind of sparkly. It's supposed to be pearl, like a sparkly color. It actually fades the 15 year. But again, it feels exactly like the rest of the shirt. And you can wash this with any other stuff, no problem. I've actually washed 7 of them at one time, and they didn't actually bleed on one another. So you can do that. Good luck. Let me know how it works for you. Keep me informed. Send me your pictures.